unseen from a proper source. Through proper source he must come in contact with the higher. So,
from a proper source, we must come in contact with the higher substance.
Source he must come in contact with the higher substance. And the third, he must have self-control, zero.
He must have self-control or sense control, dhira. So 3 things: faith, proper source, and sense control. So again you can hear.
Proper approach. Bhajan is there, victory is on the level.
Oh.
Wisdom to Vishnu, so grateful. Unsriya, zero. These 3 qualifications are necessary to approach higher thing. Shraddha, out of regard. Then another unsriya, from a proper source. Through proper source he must come in contact with the higher substance. And the third, he must have self-control, zero, with not a slave of senses. Then
he must have self-control, dhira. He must not be a slave of the senses.
Then such careful approach will give you nectar.
Then such careful approach will give you nectar.
Full approach will give you nectar. Otherwise, as Shiva, he drank poison, but that was ornamental to his throat. But if without Shiva anyone goes and drink the poison, he's sure to die. So Krishna will have all these things are similar. Nectar to sun, to the honest approach. And the imitator, the low class, they will be doomed by the same thing.
The imitator, the rogue class, they will be doomed by the same thing.
And the imitator, the low class, they will be doomed by the same thing. The same law protects the honest and suppresses the dishonest. The proper approach of everything will be like nectar. And the improper will draw offenses. Improper approach. That will create fresh offenses and to keep us down. Not equal.
Improper approach will create fresh offenses, and that will keep us down. I know you have difficulty hearing, but can you understand what Guru Maharaj is saying, mainly? You can understand?
Most of it, but sometimes there are some difficulties.
Okay, but most of it you get, yes, okay.
Who went up the stairs now?
Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Prasad. Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai. Jai Sri Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj.
I'll get my cartels. Can you get them right on the desk there? Then. So. I thought you were going at 7:45.
I am going to 7:45.
Don't you have to get ready?
I am going to get ready. Okay.
Are you going by metro?
I was going to go by metro, but we are being whisked away in a car. Krishna Sindhu Prabhu is taking us. And he is on his way back to Belgium, so he's going to go there. From there he's going to Belgium after the program.
Is that on the way?
Well, it's on the way-ish, but yes, he's coming to the program, and then from there.
I mean, to go to Belgium, he won't have to come back this way?
Correct, Maharaj. Yeah, this is way off the way from there.
Aha.
Jai.
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yatha Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavams Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakhana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shivashikam Vidams Cha Om Jnana Timarandasya Gyanajana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurva Bhistam Sapurakam Guruganara Seshas Hambushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipunam Shirupa Patanugam Govinda Vidam Ujwalam Varatanam Bhaktiyan Vidam Sundaram Bande Vishwa Gurun Shah Divyat Bhagavat Prem Nawe Bija Pranam Devam Divyatanam Suchandamananam Balarka Chelan Sandrananda Puram Sadekavaranam Vairagya Vidyam Buddhim Sri Siddhantanidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Vandetam Shubhanam Maneka Sharanam Nyashishvara Shridaram Vanshikapatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavenibhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah namo mahavaranyaya krishna prema pradayate krishnaya krishna chaitanya namane gauratavishe namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This is chapter 19 of the Madhya Leela. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructs Srila Rupa Goswami. Shamoma nishtata buder iti Sri Bhagavad Vacha tanishta durgata buder etam shantaratimbina. These are the words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When one's intelligence is fully attached to my lotus feet, but one does not render practical service, one has attained the stage called Shantarati or Shama. Without Shantarati, attachment to Krishna is very difficult to achieve. So this is Mahaprabhu beginning here to explain the different principal rasas to Srila Rupa Goswami, and this is Shantaras, or neutrality, we could say. So neutrality has two qualities: attachment there's Lord Shiva, and he's appearing like an ordinary, grihast or grihamedi man with his wife sitting on his lap in the company of sages or something like that. Well, Lord Shiva thought that was funny, but Parvati didn't. So Parvati cursed Ch.Ch that he would become a demon, come to the material world. And for the sake of Leela, he did. He came as, what is it? Vridasura, I believe his name is. But Lord Shiva told his wife, told Parvati, said this verse, Narayana para sarve nakutaschana bibyati svarga pavarga narake shvapi tuyarta darshina. A person who is devoted to the Supreme Personality of God in Narayana, or who's a Narayana Parayana, for him, it's not attached, not afraid of anything. Elevation to the heavenly kingdom, condemnation to hell, and liberation from material bondage all appear the same to a devotee. He said, you can curse him, and then because out of respect, Ch.Ch. accepted the curse, but he didn't necessarily have to, but for him, going to hell, going to heaven, liberation, any of those things all appear just the same, not very concerned about them. Edui guna vyape sabbhakta jane akashera shabdagun jena bhutagane. These two qualities of the Shanta stage spread through the lives of all devotees. They're like the qualities of sound in the sky. Sound vibration is found in all material elements. So, what's being said is the qualities of Shanta Ras, which is detachment from anything material and attachment to Krishna. They continue through all those qualities are in the next rasa, which is Dasha Rasa, and they're also in the following rasa. So each one builds up in qualities, and it's compared here to sky. Like of the material elements, there's sky or ether, we can say. Then there's air, fire, water, and earth. So in the quality of sky, there is sound. In the quality of air, there is sound and touch. In the quality of fire, there's sound, touch, and form. In the quality of water, there's sound, touch, form, and taste. In the quality of the earth, there's sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. So, but the quality of sky is sound, and it's in all the successive elements, the 5 gross elements. So there's sound in all those. So in the quality of earth, you'll find all the 5 elements which are there. Sound is touch, taste. Sound, touch, form, taste, and smell are there in the quality. All of those are in the quality of earth. So similarly, the qualities of Shanta Ras, which is detachment from anything mundane and attachment to the Lord, they're in all the subsequent rasas compared to sky. Shantara Swabhava Krishna Mamata Gandahin Param Brahma Paramatma Jnana Praveen. It is the nature of Shanta Ras that not even the smallest intimacy exists. Rather, knowledge of impersonal Brahman and localized Paramatma is prevalent. Because of an impersonal impression of the Supreme Lord, a devotee in the Shanta Rasa relationship worships the impersonal Brahman or localized aspect of the absolute truth, Paramatma. He does not develop a personal relationship with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Sometimes it's said, though, Prahlad Maharaj, Shantarasa, there's other sages, so the quality of meditation may be there of some of the person in Shantaras, but they have attachment to Krishna, to the Lord, but there's no service relationship. Kevala Swarup Gyan Hoy Shantarase Purnashvarya Prabhu Gyan Adhika Hoy Dashe. On the platform of Shantaras, one realizes only one's constitutional position. But when one is raised to the platform of Dasharas, one better understands the full opulence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ishvara Gyan Shambharam, Ishvara Gyan Shambhrama, Gaurava Prachur, Sevakori Krishna Sukha Dena Nirantar. On the Dasharas platform, knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is revealed with awe and veneration. By rendering service unto Krishna, the devotee in Shantaras gives constant happiness to the Lord. So we're very interested in this quality of service, and it's there in all the different rasas. But there's some service relationship established, but up through Shanta into Dasha, this is more the level of Vaikuntha worship. It's more under Vidhi Marg, it's more under on veneration. It's not, and that will continue up until including, we'll say half of Shanta Dasha, then Sakya Ras. So there are two levels of Sakya Ras. One is friends who are very respectful, maybe they're younger, or on the Vaikuntha level of worship. There's that Sakya Ras with reverence, and then there's the level of Sakya Ras where there's a higher level of intimacy, and then those persons are not thinking of Krishna as the worshipable Lord or as a superior, but they're thinking of him as someone equal to, or somebody they can fight with or defeat or whatever. So anyway, Shantara Gunadashe Ache Adhika Sevan Atevadasha Raser E Duigun. The qualities of Shantaras are also present in Dasharas, but service is added. Thus, the Dasharas platform contains the qualities of both Shantaras and Dasharas. Shantara Gunadasya, Dashyara Sevan Sakya Duihoy, Dashyara Sambrama Gaurava Seva Sakya Vishvasmoy. The qualities of Shantaras and the service of Dasharas are both present on the platform of Sakya Ras, or friendship. On the platform of fraternity, the qualities of Dasharas are mixed with the confidence of fraternity instead of awe and veneration. So that awe and veneration may continue into some levels of friendship, because some of the levels of friendship are established on Dandavat Maharaj.
We see that.
Okay. Some of the levels of friendship are without intimacy. There may be levels of friendship which still have elements of awe and veneration in some relations, and then the relationship with Krishna. There's, then there comes in the level of intimacy. Kande chadai kore kridanran Krishna seve Krishna karaya apana sevan. On the Sakya Ras platform, the devotee sometimes offers the Lord's service and sometimes make Krishna serve him in exchange. In their mock fighting, the cowherd boys would sometimes climb on Krishna's shoulders, and sometimes they would make Krishna climb on their shoulders. Vishramba pradana sakya korava sambramahin ateva sakya raser tina gunai china, on veneration are absent on the platform of fraternity, since this rasa is predominated by confidential service. Therefore, Sakya rasa is characterized by the qualities of three rasas. Mamatadika Krishna Atma Samagyan Ateva Sakya Rasa Vasha Bhagavan. On the platform of Sakya Rasa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is controlled by the devotees who are intimate with him and think themselves equal to him. So mamata means intimacy. Vatsalya Shantaragun Dashyara Sevan Se Sevanera Iha Namapalan. On the platform of parental love, the qualities of Shantaras, Dasharas, and Sakyaras are transformed into a form of service called maintenance. So that here it mentions Palan maintenance now. And Srila Srila Maharaj talks about this. There's a chapter, I believe, in the Lord's loving search for his lost servant called the Sonhood of Godhead. And the persons in that Vatsalya Ras, they're thinking that they have to maintain Krishna. So they have that intimacy. They're not thinking of, we can compare it with, in the West it is common that people will pray, our Lord who are, God our Father, God our Father. So what is some of the relationship of the Son with the Father? The Son maybe is away from home and he may write to his father, I'm having some difficulties, please send me some money. And then his father is sending him money. So then one in that relationship, thinking of God as the Father, then one is asking something from the Lord, generally speaking. We ask from our Father something. Can you help me out? Or this. Son is writing to the Father, please send this, or to the mother. Also to the mother, please send me this, I need this. But in the sonhood of Godhead, where one's thinking of Krishna as their son, then they're thinking, I have to maintain Krishna, otherwise it'll be very much difficulty for Krishna. I have to maintain him. And we hear in the case of Mahaprabhu, for instance, in a dream, one Brahmin is saying to Nanda Maharaj, he's saying, you do not understand that your son is a great personality, and you know why, more or less, why are you reprimanding him? And then in the dream, not Nanda Maharaj, I'm sorry, it's Jagannath Mishra. He says to Jagannath Mishra, your son is a great personality, you do not understand him. Why are you taking this position of reprimanding him? And then Jagannath Mishra replies, he may be this or he may be that, but all I know is that he's my son. And it's the duty of a father to educate his son. If he doesn't educate his son, who will? And this will be detrimental to his development. So I have to educate him and I have to maintain him. So, we have that feeling when, for instance, on the altar, when we're offering to Krishna, we generally don't offer him just a big unpeeled apple or a banana or a whole banana or a whole fruit. Generally, we cut it in small pieces, as if the Lord was a child. We're serving him with a little bit of that feeling, So that's generally we're not. So on the platform of parental love, the qualities of Shantaras, Dasharas, and Sakyaras are transformed into a form of service called maintenance, maintaining the Lord. Sakyaragun, Asangocha, Gauravashar, Mamata Dikye, Dharana, Bharsana, Vyabhar. Okay. The essence of fraternal love is intimacy devoid of the formality and veneration found in dasharas. Due to a greater sense of intimacy, the devotee functioning in parental love chastises and rebukes the Lord in an ordinary way. You see Mother Yasoda, we've seen that. I think the children presented some plays. Why are you doing this? Why are you stealing food from the neighbor's house? What is there that they have that is not found in your own house? We are giving you everything. Why do you go to the neighbors and cause trouble like this? Why do you steal their butter? Why are you behaving this way? Sometimes rebuking, or sometimes chastising Krishna for naughtiness. Apanare palagyan, Krishna palyagyan, charigune vatsayaras, amrita saman. On the platform of parental love, the devotee considers himself the Lord's maintainer. Thus the Lord is the object of maintenance like a son, and therefore this mellow or rasa is full of the qualities of four rasas: shanta ras, dasha ras, fraternity, and parental love. So shanta ras, dasha ras, sakya ras, and vatsalya ras, all those qualities are there. This is more transcendental nectar. Say amrita nande bhakta saha dubena apane Krishna bhakta vas gun kohe aishwarya gyani gane. The exchange of spiritual happiness between Krishna and his devotee, in which Krishna is controlled by his devotee, is compared to an ocean of nectar into which the devotee and Krishna plunge. This is the verdict of learned scholars who appreciate Krishna's opulence. And here it says, Aishvarya Gyane Gane. This is conclusion of learned scholars. Those who understand Aishwarya Gyan normally will consider that Aishwarya Gyan is related to Vaikuntha worship, knowledge of the opulence, worship of the Lord with awe and reverence. So those who are on that platform, they can appreciate looking at the exchange of spiritual happiness between Krishna and his devotee, in which Krishna is controlled by his devotee, as compared to an ocean of nectar into which the devotees and Krishna plunge. This is the verdict of learned scholars who appreciate Krishna's honor. In other words, those persons who are on the level of Vaikuntha worship, they are at a loss for words when they see this relationship between Krishna and his parents, for instance. And famous verse Guru Maharaj comments on by Raghupati Upadhyaya that says, some persons are wildly searching after the absolute, but as far as I'm concerned, I will enlist myself in the line of Nanda Maharaj, because in Nanda Maharaj's courtyard, the Supreme Lord Krishna is crawling like a child with his father's sandals or shoes on his head. So I will enlist myself in that line rather than go off wildly searching into the unknown for the so-called Supreme. Iti drik swa lila virananda kunde swagosham nimajantam akyapayantam Tariyeshita geshu bhaktar chitatvam puna primatastam shatavritti bande. Again, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Lord. O my Lord, I offer my obeisances hundreds and thousands of times with all affection, because by your personal pastimes you plunge the gopis into an ocean of nectar. Appreciating your opulence, devotees generally declare that you are always subjugated by their feelings. Madhura rasa Krishna nishta seva adishai sakyara sankocha lalana mamatadika hoy. On the platform of conjugal love, attachment for Krishna, rendering service unto him, the relaxed feelings of fraternity and the feelings of maintenance all increase in intimacy. Okay, so on the now this is Madhura Ras. Now often in reference to Madhura Ras, we have the word conjugal love. But the word conjugal usually refers to marriage. So not all of Madhura Ras is on the level of marriage. In Vrindavan, Krishna and the gopis are not married. So conjugal or conjugal, we normally will think of in terms of marriage, but this is, so for want of a better word, we use conjugal love, but it's actually means like the level of lovers between Krishna and his devotee. Madhura Rasa Krishna Nishta Seva Atishai Sakyara Sankochana Lalana Mamatadika Hoy. On the platform of conjugal love, attachment for Krishna, rendering service unto him, the relaxed feelings of fraternity and the feelings of maintenance all increase in intimacy. Kantabhavi Nijanga Diya Korana Sevan Ateva Madhura Raser Hoy Panchagun. On the platform of conjugal love, the devotee offers her body in the service of the Lord. Thus, on this platform, the transcendental qualities of all five rasas are present. So, Akash Shadiguna Jena Para Bhute Ek Dui Tinachari Krame Pancha Pratibhite. All the material qualities evolve one after another, and the material elements beginning from ether by gradual, or ether sometimes we'll say sky, but so that's again our example. It's referring back to the example that I spoke about of sky or ether having the quality of sound, and then this all the material qualities evolve one after another, and the material elements beginning from ether by gradual evolution. First, one quality develops, and two qualities develop, then three and four, until all five qualities are found in earth. Emata madhurisa bhava samahar ateva ashwada dikye kure chamatkar. Similarly, on the platform of conjugal love or madhura ras, all the feelings of the devotees are amalgamated. The intensified taste is certainly wonderful. E bhakti rasara korilana digdarashan iharabishtaramane koriya Pavan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then concluded, I have simply given a general survey describing the mellows of devotional service, or the different rasas. You can consider how to adjust and expand this. Babite babite Krishna swaraye andare Krishna kripai agyapai rasa sindhu pare. So, I mean, this is being spoken to Rupa Goswami, and Rupa Goswami has expanded this to deepest levels, far beyond what we can possibly enter into or understand. And but Mahaprabhu is giving him the general gist, and he's telling him, now, I've simply given a general survey describing the mellows of devotional service. You can consider how to adjust and expand this. Babite babite Krishna swaraya antare Krishna kripaya agyapai rasa sindhu pare. When one thinks of Krishna constantly, love for him manifests within the heart. Even though one may be ignorant, one can reach the far shore of the ocean of transcendental love by Lord Krishna's mercy. Etabole Prabhu Tare Koila Alingan Varanasi Chalibare Prabhu Hoilaman. After saying this, Mahaprabhu embraced Srila Rupa Goswami. Then the Lord decided to go to the city of Benares. So this is being spoken in Prayag. Prayag is not so far away from Benares, but actually Benares is called Varanasi. this is Prayag, which is close to now where city of Allahabad. And then Lord decided to go from Prayag to Varanasi, where he would meet Sanatana Goswami. This is what Rupa Goswami. Prabhate utiya chabe korela gaman, tabitara pare rupa kore nivedan. The next morning when Mahaprabhu arose and prepared to leave for Varanasi, Srila Rupa Goswami submitted the following statement at the Lord's lotus feet. Agyahoy asimui Sri Charana Sange Sahitena Paremui Viraha Tarange. If you give me permission, I shall go with your lordship. It is not possible for me to tolerate the waves of separation. Prabhu kohe tomar kartavya amara bachan nikate asi jacha tume jaha brindava. Mahaprabhu replied, your duty is to carry out my order. You have come near Vrindavan, now you should go there. So Lord is ordering Rupa Goswami, you go to Vrindavan, that is your place. Vrindavan ahoite tumi goda deshagiya amare miliba nila chale de asya. Later you can go from Vrindavan to Jagannath Puri through Bengal, go to Desh. There you will meet me again. Taryalingiya Prabhu Nogate Charila Morchita Hoyate Ho Tahai Parila. After embracing Rupa Goswami, Mahaprabhu got into a boat. Rupa Goswami fainted and fell down on the spot. So Mahaprabhu is with Rupa Goswami is with his younger brother, Anupama, or Sri Vallabha. Dakinatya Vipratari Gare Loya Gela Tabe Dui Bhai Vrindavanere Chalila. The Brahmin from Deccan, South India, took Rupa Goswami to his home, and thereafter the two brothers departed for Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu Chali Chali Aila Varanasi Chandrasekhara Milila Gramera Bahire Ashi. After walking, Mahaprabhu finally arrived at Varanasi, where he met Chandrasekhar, who was coming out of the city. Ratre Teho Swapnadeke Prabhu Ailagare Pratakali Ashirohe Gramera Bahire. In a dream, Chandrasekhar had seen that Mahaprabhu had come to his home. Therefore, in the morning, Chandrasekhar went outside the city to receive the Lord. So, Chandrasekhar had a dream, that Mahaprabhu was coming, and he went to receive the Lord. Achambite Prabhu deke charane parila anandito hoya nicha grihe loya gela. While Chandrasekhar was waiting outside the city, he suddenly saw Mahaprabhu arrive, and he fell down at the Lord's feet. Being very happy, he took the Lord to his home. Tapan Mishra Shunyase Prabhure Milila Ishtagoshti Kore Prabhur Nimantrana Koila. Tapan Mishra also heard news of the Lord's arrival in Varanasi, and he went to Chandrasekhar's house to meet him. After talking, he invited the Lord to take lunch at his place. So Mahaprabhu had met Tapan Mishra in East Bengal. Tapan Mishra was instructed in a dream to go see Mahaprabhu, and he approached the Lord and surrendered himself as a disciple. And yet, although Mahaprabhu at the time was staying in Navadip, he ordered Tapan Mishra to go to Varanasi or Benares, which it was very unusual. Why would he order him to go to Benares? And Varanasi was mostly the seat of many Mayavadis on top of everything. But it was an indication that Mahaprabhu would take sannyas, and then he would go to Varanasi and he would meet with Tapan Mishra, Chandrasekhar, etc. Tapan Mishra Shunyashi Prabhure Melila Ishtagoshti Kore Prabhure Nimantrana Koila. Tapan Mishra also heard news of the Lord's arrival in Varanasi, and he went to Chandrasekhar's house to meet him. After talking, he invited the Lord to take lunch at his place. Nijagare Loya Prabhure Bika Koraila Bhattacharya Chandrasekhar Nimantrana Koila. Tapan Mishra took Mahaprabhu to his house and gave him lunch. Chandrasekhar invited Balabhadra Bhattacharya to take lunch at his home. Balabhadra Bhattacharya is the Lord's servant who accompanied him from Bengal to Vrindavan, who was serving Mahaprabhu during that journey. Bika Karanya Mishra Kohe Prabhu Pai Dori Ek Bika Mage More Deho Kripa Kori. After offering lunch to Mahaprabhu, Tapan Mishra begged a favor from the Lord and requested him to award him mercy. Javat Tomarahoy Kashi Pure Stiti Moragar Bina Bika Na Koriba Gati. Tapan Mishra said, as long as your lordship stays in Varanasi, please do not accept an invitation from anyone but me. So don't asking not to, that Mahaprabhu would not eat at the houses of other Brahmins, but would always, that Tapan Mishra would always, that the Lord would always take prasadam at the house of Tapan Mishra. Prabhu Janandina Panchashata Se Rohiba Sanyasira Sange Bika Kahana Koriba. It was known to Mahaprabhu that he would remain there only 5 to 7 days. He would not accept any invitation that involved Mayavadi sannyasis. Etajane Tarabika Koila Angikar Bhashanishta Koila Chandrasekhar Ragar. With this understanding, Mahaprabhu agreed to accept lunch at the place of Tapan Mishra. The Lord made his residence at the home of Chandrasekhar. Maharashtriya Viprashi Tahare Milila Prabhutare Snehokore Kripa Prakashila. The Maharashtriya Brahmin came and the Lord met him. Out of affection, the Lord bestowed his mercy upon him. Mahaprabhu Aila Shuni Shishta Jan Brahmana Katriyashi Korana Darshan. Hearing that Mahaprabhu had come, all the respectable members of the Brahmana and Kshatriya communities came to see him. Shri Rupa Pari Prabhu Jata Kripa Hoila Atyanta Vishtara Kata Sankepe Kohila. Much mercy was thus bestowed upon Sri Rupa Goswami, and I have briefly described all those topics. Shraddha Koriye Kata Shune Jai Jane Prima Bhakti Pai Se Chaitanya Charane. Whoever hears this narration with faith and love certainly develops love of God at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shri Rupa Raghunath Parijara As Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishna Das. Praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishna Das, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, 19th chapter, describing the Lord's instructions to Srila Rupa Goswami at Prayag in the science of devotional service. So now Mahaprabhu went from Prayag, he had left Vrindavan, gone to Prayag. He instructed Srila Rupa Goswami at the Dasavameda Ghat. Now he's in Varanasi. He'll then instruct Sri Sanatana Goswami, who comes there from Bengal. Now, normally the devotees, from what I understand, the marking is here. They're just in the chapter of how Pradyumna Mishra received instructions from Ramananda Roy, and that's much later. That's in the Antya-lila. Antya-lila is actually chapter 5 of the Antya-lila. And this, so I began the instructions to Rupa Goswami because that day of the appearance of the day of the disappearance of Srila Rupa Goswami and also Gauridas Pandit and Ramai Prabhu from Santa Cruz. That day came some days ago, 5 or 6 days ago. So at that time, since it was the disappearance of Srila Rupa Goswami, I started this chapter of Mahaprabhu's instructions to Rupa Goswami. So now we've finished that, and the devotees can, as they like, they can continue with Mahaprabhu's sending Pradyumna Mishra to see Ramananda Roy, or can continue. So that's where the natural sequence had carried them. I just started this chapter, and I finished this chapter, and tomorrow I'm traveling, so. But I did finish this whole chapter of the Mahaprabhu's instructions to Rupa Goswami, so that's good. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah?
Earlier it was described how Shantara is the beginning rasa of the progression, devotional malice, and that it is predominantly concerned with the realization of the Brahman, or Paramatma. And you said that, yes, there's an exception with Prahlad Maharaj.
Well, not just exceptions. There are devotees who are in Shantaras, like the four Kumaras, etc. But there may be some understanding of meditation or on the quality of Brahman, etc. But the important thing to us is about Shantaras is that there's detachment from matter and attachment to what is spiritual or the Lord. So we're seeing, since it's being compared to the qualities of the development of sky, then air, then fire and water and earth, since we want to hear about that development of the rasas, and that the qualities of Shanta rasa and all the subsequent rasas, we want to be able to hear about that Shanta rasa. We're not considering it so much that it's on the level of impersonal realization, because it may be that some persons who are coming from that impersonal stage are taking up are understanding something of attachment to the Lord. They have some attachment to the Lord. Because we hear about the Nava-yogendras, we're hearing about the Kumaras, and sometimes it is said about, in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita is talked about Prahlad Maharaj, but he's saying, but I am nowhere the real, but we're not saying nowhere, because it's actually, there's the level of Jnana Shunya Bhakti, there's the level of actually being free from what is considered Jnana. And normally we will consider impersonalism as one of the related with the Jnanis. But in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Prahlad says, but I have no substantial connection. If you want to know about something with that more connection, then you will hear the example of Hanuman. Hanuman is always serving the Lord, and that's Dasharas. So then, that person who's traveling through the different stratums of, like through the material planets and then the spiritual planets, etc. And seeing, because there's two stories in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. one person who's traveling like that, and then there's another section of the Bhagavatamrita that's concerning Gopakumar. But both parts are actually considering the different levels of service. That's the important thing. So for us in Shanta Ras, we'll say, yes, it is true. There's not an active service relationship with the Lord. And there are, as you're saying, the qualities of meditation, maybe meditation of Brahman or whatever. But that's, and sometimes when they talk about relationships with the Lord, Shanta Rasa is not even included in the sense that they're talking about. The 4 relationships with the Lord, Dasha, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhur. So they'll say 4 relationships. But if we want to actually hear about a development of rasas and what's involved, the qualities that are involved with the rasas, and what is their an objective, we can say an objective analysis, then we've got to include Shanta Ras, because that's where we get the qualities that are in all the other rasas of detachment from anything that is matter and attachment to that which is spiritual or the Lord. So then what's the question?
The question was that if Mahaprabhu in Varanasi is strictly rejecting any invitations for lunch that will involve Mayavadi sannyasis, then those sannyasis could presumably be on the platform of Shantaras. So we have a theoretical rejection of some part of Shantaras by Mahaprabhu.
Yeah, but those Mayavadis are not on the level of Shantaras, they're just on the level of impersonalism. They don't understand that, because, for instance, when we hear about yogis who are meditating some are just meditating on formlessness, and some are meditating on the level of Paramatma as a feature, as the Lord within their heart. And some of them are not meditating on Paramatma. So, there's different levels of impersonalists. Sometimes that impersonal, what we will call that Shanta Ras, will include the qualities of understanding. Obviously, Prahlad Maharaj understands about Nrsingadev, and he's saying the Lord is everywhere. So, there may be some of those qualities that are described, which you're talking about, as Shanta Ras, but that will not include the Mayavadis. The Mayavadis, they don't have an understanding or entrance into Shanta Ras so much. They're just on the general level of impersonalism. They're not understanding things. But this instruction is being given to Rupa Goswami, not given to others. Of course, we're hearing of it through the words of Krishnadas Kaviraj. But like that. So now shall we proceed, or does someone else want to say something, or comment or question? Okay. So later we're going to Green Street for the Sunday program in the East London. And not only it seems to be East London, we're in West London here near Heathrow Airport. That's East London. It also seems to be East Bengal. Because there's a lot of people from East Bengal or Bangladesh that are living there. So it's East London. But it's also, quite different than generally the London atmosphere. When up and down Green Street, it's almost like you're in India or East Bengal. There's a lot of people from all kinds of different countries. There's a lot of people from Africa and other countries that are there. It's definitely very Asian atmosphere there. And as you find also I guess here in London, so many of the people from the Commonwealth have come here to live. Now they've changed it when you land. It's not necessarily in the past I have come to London where you'd land in Heathrow and you'd just be there for hours and hours. Sometimes more than 2 hours to get through immigration. And so many people. I mean, you'd think that you're looking around the Heathrow Airport and going through immigration, it was like you'd think that every country in the world, people were coming here to live in London. Great, big metropolis with so many different nationalities. And they would all be there in the airport, increasing the size of the line. But now it's changed. They seem to have streamlined the whole process. It doesn't take so long. But it used to be that I almost would avoid coming to London because of the line was so long going through immigration, and sometimes they in the past they practically would not even let you take any hand luggage on the plane because they were so concerned about nobody bringing anything unwanted onto the plane or presenting some danger. They'd practically tell you whatever you had, put in your check luggage, even if it was something like a computer or something. It was they were very stringent here. In London. And now less so. Now there's no. Anyway, tomorrow I'll be traveling, so I'll say goodbye to all the devotees, and tomorrow morning I go. Huh?
I didn't quite catch.
I'll say goodbye to the devotees. Tomorrow I'll say goodbye and I'll be traveling.
We're going today.
To Green Street.
No.
Oh, you're traveling.
Not.
You're not going to Green Street. You're traveling.
No, unfortunately not. I think they're all very tired. They've been working from crack of dawn till almost not quite break of day. They've been working. They're all tired, I think, and the children.
Yeah. So
It's up to them. Their mercy, really, with the traveling aspect of things.
yeah. So your family is staying, huh?
We were going to go home today.
Huh?
We were going home today.
Today.
Yes, we're together going.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a place in their car.
And okay. And
so we will see you.
Krishna Bandha
Krishna Bandha already gone.
Yesterday.
Indu
And the kid.
Sundari and Missouri.
They all left last night.
Yesterday.
And then you go today.
Yeah. When do you go?
Tomorrow morning.
When are you leaving?
Tomorrow morning, early.
Back to America?
Yeah.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we'll say goodbye today.
Yeah, normally I wouldn't have been so concerned, and all my traveling has been shortened a little bit because so many persons have, there's no Parvat Maharaj, there's no Pushta Krishna, so now I have more responsibility to see to it. I mean, normally I not so much wouldn't be. Well, I would still think about being in there for Janmashtami because we We have our deities, Shishi Guru, Garanga, Gandharvika, Giridhari, so should be there for. A lot of people will come on Janmashtami because so. In our other temple in San Jose, we have like, here we have Mahaprabhu, so they go, sometimes they'll go to the program, those who live in San Jose, they'll go to the program and it will last till they'll stay there till about 9, and then that will be the end there, and then they'll all drive over another half hour to Sokel, and they'll be there till past midnight for Janmashtami celebration. Like when I'm here on Janmashtami, when I was here on Janmashtami in London, because originally we had the deity arrival here in West London. That happened 2 days before Janmashtami. And that day, and then we had, then the next, that was I think a Friday, and then a Saturday we had also celebration here, and then Sunday was Janmashtami that particular year, and we went to East London with Shishi Guru Gauranga Radhasham Sundar for the Janmashtami celebration. So that all happened, and now they're doing the celebration here according more to the solar day rather than the lunar day, so that they can accommodate visitors and many members of the community in terms of they're not doing it 2 days before Janmashtami, but more according to the day that it happened on the calendar, the Western calendar. And then that way they're planning it so that they can have, like we had the big celebration yesterday, it was Saturday, so it was to facilitate many people being able to come here for the celebration, whereas they wouldn't be able to necessarily come so far away during the week. If it was, say, on Janmashtami this year, is on a Friday, I believe. So for people to come here Friday evening, for instance, from Bournemouth, or from other places, would be, Janmashtami is a Friday, so if they did it according to the date that it happened, then it would be a Wednesday here. And we don't adjust so much the day, but we adjust the time in Sokel. So because almost any celebration that's normally at midday, we have in the evening, because to accommodate the people who take time, it's the summer, for them to get over the hill to go to Sokel, take them time, so we make it in the evening so that they can participate. So that's what they've done here also, that give the chance to people come on a Saturday, as say would have been on a Wednesday. More difficult, huh?
How do they calculate the anniversary then? Is it, because it can't be August 17th every year.
Pardon me? How do they calculate
How
what?
do they calculate it, yeah.
Calculate what?
Well, when to exactly have this installation anniversary.
Well,
because I was thinking if it's August.
I think they calculate generally. They calculate generally, like it was done close to Janmashtami, and then they chose the date accordingly to what would accommodate celebrations both here in West London and then celebration in East London. So they chose the date.
Well, it's an approximate anniversary.
Well, no, because if we were doing according to the moon calendar or our normal devotional calendar, we'd be able to calculate exactly the day, just as we do with all the other holidays. Just put it in there. If for instance you said this was 2 days before Janmashtami, and they calculated and it turned out that Janmashtami, Ashtami, and that was, say this was on the Shashti, you'd be able to calculate exactly which day.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, if we're having it on the weekend, then we always have it on the weekend. Then we
Well,
don't
yeah,
want
that they
any
do,
kind of
that they
Friday,
do according to people's schedules.
which is Robert.
Schedule of the devotees,
Mm.
what is convenient, what is a good time for them. Yes, we'll try and accommodate the devotees. I don't, in SoCal, we just do it on the date that it follows, but because we're like that. We don't try and accommodate anyone. No, I'm joking. We do accommodate the devotees by making the programs in the evening. And I like that they did the program on Saturday, then we could have a big feast. Imagine if you had eaten that big a feast like we had now, if you had eaten it at 9 o'clock at night. Just imagine how much you'd be rolling on the ground right now.
I did have seconds at 9:30 last night, Maharaj.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I know there wasn't big seconds.
But you had seconds, but I'm sure your seconds were small in comparison to what your main thing was during the day. You had taken that full feast at 9 o'clock at night, you would have been, walking into walls, as we're often wont to do in SoCal when they take the feast at night. You don't always sleep well. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Jaravaya Maravaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Mananamo Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Janardan Shiva Sadi Gora Bhakti Vinda Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raguna Jai Gosai Kori Janana Bandha Jao Ite Vignana Shabhishta Puran Jai Gosai Jarmuni Kardas Kastavar Padarenu Mora Panchadas Hare Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanima Janame More Abhila Jai Gosai Jabe Braje Kulaba Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Korila Prakas Anande Bolo Hari Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Goranga Gan. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Goranga Radha Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Marg Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath